Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. Well, we got our LG ventless washer dryer combo system here, and we have three of these in our family. Now I have a video actually hooking not this one up, but the one we had before this one, which gives you a little bit of an update. But if you want to hear the story of all three of the machines that are in our family and kind of what's going on with them, then stay tuned. Hoping you can hear me. I got my heat on in the garage here right up above me, so we'll test and see how well this works sitting here. But right now my whole garage is torn apart and I need to sit down for a while. So here's the story. As you've already seen, the one in my mom's apartment, that is the one I did a video of hooking up and kind of showing you what it was and my opinions at the time on those machines. And at that time we had our three, we'll say, first machines. So the one in my mom's apartment, she did all right with that for a while. I can't remember, but after a while it just kind of quit drying very well for her, and she was hanging her clothes out. She doesn't like drying her clothes anyway, but regardless, that's a whole nother thing. They just weren't drying even enough to put them on a rack and have them dry out in the outside and things like that. They were just not coming out at all. And after a while, it finally quit pumping the water out at all, and she would have some sort of error, and then she'd have to hit some buttons and she could get it to empty out, and then so she could make it work for a while, but we called to get it fixed. Now here's the deal. I bought all these appliances at Fred's Appliance, so you can decide what you want as far as they're concerned. I will say I'm not super happy with my machine, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But regardless, we called, they replaced that pump, or the whatever it was, to drain out the machine, like twice, I believe it was. Then they replaced the computer board in that machine, and it worked for a little while and then started doing it again, and then it had other problems. It had a bunch of different things going on. We had them look at it. It was under the 5-year warranty, and I don't understand exactly how that works, but I do know you use up your money after a while on that. Just so all of you out there know, when you buy that warranty, it's not actually for 5 years if you spend enough, if it breaks enough on you. But beyond that, we had the warranty, so they came 5 or 6 times, but it started going bad during COVID, and they weren't getting people out here for like 6 months at a time. So she went without a machine and tried to make it work and all this kind of stuff for like 6 months, and then it broke. We went another 6 months, and then it broke, and it was just takes forever to get them out here. First of all, it takes weeks and weeks for them to get out at all. The last couple times they were able to come within like a month. The last couple times they came, finally we called them up and said, look, this is a lemon. You want to really keep coming out and fixing this thing every couple months, because we're just going to start making the appointment a month from now because we know it was going to break. So they went ahead and replaced that machine with a newer, more updated version. That has been between 6 months to 8 months probably since that, and we haven't had any problems with this machine so far. Now that brings me to our kids' machine. That machine, within the first couple months, actually started breaking down, making really bad noises. They came and looked at it, didn't see anything wrong with it. Then finally it made a horrific noise, drained a bunch of water all over the floor that was newly new, and realized that the drum had actually broke out of the machine. The weight on the drum, or whatever it is that's in there, some sort of weight thing had fallen off, put a hole in the drum and ruined the machine. So Okay, well, it's under warranty, let's get a new machine. Well, they had to wait and have somebody come out and take a look at it again. So that was 6 months. They look at it, they say, oh, well, we can't fix it, we got to order another one. Another 6 months goes by. They weren't without a machine for over a year before I finally started calling and saying, and calling them every day. I called them every single day. Said, where's the machine? Where's the machine? Where's the machine? These kids have been without, they've been having to take their laundry to a laundromat or bring it over to our house for a year now when they just bought an $1,000 machine. What is the deal? You know, it's under warranty, and they kept saying they couldn't get them in. So finally I said, oh, well, I can get one from right here. How about you buy that one for us? And he hemmed and hawed and finally got a new machine after another about, I don't know, several months later. We finally got a machine from them, and they put it's a newer version yet again. It's not the original version of it, which I actually think theirs was a newer version, and this one was an even newer version. As far as I'm saying newer than the one we bought originally, because it had a different kind of front end on it, had some different features, it had stuff you could go online with and all that kind of stuff. This other one that they got is even more up to date than that. It's got all kinds of features I wouldn't want if I could get them. But regardless, they finally replaced that one after over a year, and that one has had no problems, but they noticed a crack in the window, the front window thing, and have been told that that is a normal wear and tear thing and it won't hurt anything, which so far it hasn't, as far as I know, hurt anything or done anything. But that's pretty annoying because their machine is kind of out where people walk by it and can see it. So that's, you know, right there. So there's that machine. So far so good, except for the, for some reason, crack in the outer plastic window thing. Then we come to our machine. Yet again, these other two machines were under warranty. We always buy the warranty when we buy at that place because it's pretty decent deal. They used to come out right away and fix your machine. My parents have been going to this place for longer than I've been married, and that's a long time. So they've been going there for quite a while, and so we had gone there as a family and bought several things. In fact, my mother-in-law as well has bought from there for a long time. And so regardless, we always get the warranty. So my machine comes along, it's about 6 months to a year after we bought it, and the pump on that went out. So they came out, they fixed it under warranty. Then about 6 months to 8 months later, the pump goes out again. Well, all of a sudden we don't have a warranty on it, and they don't have any paperwork saying anything about a warranty that we paid for it, this and that. And I hollered. I got very upset because we were starting to have problems with my mom's machine at that time as well. And the kids' machine, I believe we were still fighting them for the kids' machine. And altogether, we bought, hopefully the people are still here. Altogether, we bought 3 machines from them. My mom bought 5 machines from them. And my kids bought 3 machines from them, and my mother-in-law bought a refrigerator and I believe an oven. I can't remember if she had got her oven at that time. All within 2 years of each other. We went there and bought thousands of dollars worth of machinery, and all of them have warranties on them except for ours that they didn't want to come fix again for some reason. Regardless, we'll just chalk that up to according to us, they had just switched over their systems to a new system. That's why all these problems were happening. So maybe they lost it when they switched over the new system. Regardless, I hollered at them, told them about all these things we had bought in the past year and that we were never going to buy another machine from them again as long as I can keep my family from buying them. So they agreed to fix it that time, but told me that this was the last time they would fix that machine. I have now put in 2 more pumps in that thing. It's the only thing I've had to do. I've got videos on this, so go check out my videos if you want to know how to keep one of these machines running. I've cleaned out the lint trap thing that's not supposed to clog up, but it does in the back of the machine. I have a video on that. You got to tear the whole dang thing apart. It's a pain in the rear. And I've replaced the pump. I also show you an easy way to replace the pump. And our machine is like a first-year machine, I'm pretty sure, first or second. So it has been a lemon, and we're not happy with the quality of the machine. We're not happy with the quality of service we've got from Fred's Appliance. But here's the caveat. When those machines are working, they're awesome. You throw your clothes in, it washes them, it dries them, you pull them out, you put them away, and you're done. They might come out, I will say, might come out a little bit damp, but just throw them in your bucket for a few minutes, really, and they will kind of dry off. They come out feeling a little bit moist, but that's how they work. It's so that you don't end up with a lot of wrinkles on your clothes. So I've had a lot of questions about that as far as the wrinkles, and really that's not too bad at all. But regardless, I would say the newer machines are probably, they've got a lot of the bugs figured out and doing well. So far, the newer ones that we own have not had any problems, and I will say it's been, I don't know, more than 6 months, I'm pretty sure, since I replaced the pump in that machine last. And I bought the cheapest Amazon pump I could find, and it looked better than the original one that came from the machine, or it said something about, I can't remember, you have to go watch the video. It said something about it actually did have like factory LG stuff or something on it. I can't remember, but regardless, I've replaced it. Let's see, I believe in that video I replaced the one, bought another one off Amazon and replaced it, and haven't had a problem since then. I think that's all in that video. Yet again, you have to go check out the tools, products, and reviews. I have a lot of tools, products, and reviews on different things, and that's in that playlist. So hopefully you've gotten something out of that. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Sorry about just sitting here talking, but I've had a lot of people asking me questions about these machines, asking me what I think about them, and I've been kind of waiting to see how well the newer machines have been doing. So if you have a chance to buy an older machine that somebody has on the side of the road for a few dollars, don't take it even if it's free, because you'll be buying parts for it, and it's a pain to tear apart and fix. If you can get a later model one that's been out for a few years, which actually, like I said, my mom's is like new. It's the most up-to-date one. I doubt you'd be finding too many of those on the side of the road. My kids, they've had theirs a year or two now and haven't had any problems with the latest one that they got. So, you know, if you can get one of those, you might be able to find something like that on the side of the road. But if it looks like it's an early, I don't know when they first came out, you have to go back and watch some of my videos. And they'd come out within a couple years of me doing that video. So they're still fairly new. A lot of people love and hate them, same as me. When they're working, they're great. When they're not, they're a pain to work on, and they're a lot of money for the problems you have. But at the same point, you can take one of those, you don't have to vent it, so it makes it a lot easier to put it somewhere, anywhere, as long as you got a drain, a way to drain it. And they take 110. You plug it into, you know, I'm sure it's a 20 amp. It might be a 15 amp. I'm not sure. You have to check that in your machine. But it's a regular plug-in you plug into your wall, so it's not something you have to wire up a 240 volt plug for and that kind of stuff. So it does make it much easier to put somewhere when the only thing you have access to is maybe a drain, and you don't have to cut a hole in your roof to vent it out, or the side of your house to vent it out. So that is an upside. Also, the other upside, and I've said this in videos before, the the fact that I do believe, although they take quite a bit of power in general, I think they're still more efficient than regular machines. Some people tell me heck no on that, but that's up for you to decide. My biggest thing is we used to wash our clothes, forget about them, then have to rewash them again, and sometimes you do that 2 or 3 times before they actually got in the dryer, especially since it's down in our basement, so we're not, always walking by it thinking, oh, I need to do that. You just tend to forget about it. And I know we're not the only family that does that. So if you're washing things 3 or 4 times and then finally getting them in the dryer, you're saving money and time as far as I'm concerned, which is another downside about them. They take a long time, but if you figure out how long does it wash and how long does it dry in your machine you have now, unless you have a super brand new machine that does it whiz bang and dries it every single time it comes out of the dryer, and you're not having to re-dry things, which our old stuff we had to, would have to throw things back in and dry them a little bit longer quite often. So if you're doing that, that's going to take up a lot more time, if not the same amount of time. And especially if you're washing things 2 or 3 times, you're taking up way less time. So in our case, it has helped us catch up on our laundry, keep up on our laundry, except for when they quit working and you're several months without laundry or without the ability to do laundry, then it sucks. So definitely buy the warranty, I would say, if you get one of these machines, and you will have some sort of water draining out of that machine onto your floor at some point when you have these. All the ones, even the new ones we have, every time you go to take the lint trap out, you're going to leak a little bit of water. It's the way these machines are. So if you have a really sensitive wood floor or something that you don't want to get wet, then you need to think about that as well. Alright, hopefully you've been able to hear me over my heater. Now get out there and get your junk working. Thanks for watching Junkworks Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all, and obviously master of none. You all have a good one.